Race fans, welcome to the group racing of the Baja Bouncer Invitational. My name is Aaron Tate, and you are looking at the beautiful Baja Bouncers. 32 entries have been invited and have come in to challenge this course.
And this is Richard Gere. We're very excited because this is going to be group race number 1, 8 times down the track, and we'll be introducing you to the top 2 seeds going up against the bottom 2 seeds. Aaron, please introduce our racers.
All right, Richard. Well, this is a family affair for this first entry. The number 2 seed, GTR Racing, we've got Giorgio and Christine, and they come from Oregon. Next to them, Beaverworks Diecast is the number 31 seed, and Igor, number 99 from Ontario, Canada. The number 32 seed, NDR, is Chicken George, driving that beautiful, actually dirty, number 80 from Michigan. And then finally, the number 1 seed, Arlo with Arlo Racing, and he comes from Connecticut. Buckle up, fans, you're in for a show.
A new rule that we instituted in this race fans, is that the drivers can ask for help to improve the performance of their Baja Bouncer. Igor from Beaverworks Diecast starts with -3 because improvements were made.
And I'm very interested to see how those improvements fare in the racing. And I'll tell you what, Chicken George is a real wild card.
Well, and race 1 is kicked off already, and boy, things are looking great for all 4 drivers, but Arlo has the lead on the outside. He's drifting well, and look at that. Chicken George comes in to try and attack, but Arlo gets ahead, and Arlo's made his way now over the jump first. He is definitely ahead of the other drivers. Here comes Giorgio. Giorgio is screaming along right up and challenging Arlo. Arlo is now accelerating down. Oh, he's crashed into the side, and Giorgio is on his side. That means Chicken George takes first, and Igor takes second.
Let's go back to the Are You Trackin' instant replay. Chicken George does his best, but Arlo with that speed and control through the Mesa Butte Drift takes the lead. Here comes Giorgio first, down the Joker lane, but is not able to pass Arlo. And Arlo accelerates with so much speed, but first, take a look here as Giorgio and Christine crash on their side. And now, watch in slow motion as Arlo just loses it into the tumbleweeds. And there is the door open for Chicken George. NDR, who had DNF'd in time trials, is now in the lead with 4 points.
Just as impressive as seeing Igor with Beaverworks Diecast eliminate that 3-point deficit now. Race 2 is about to begin with Arlo closest to us. Here we go, a nice even start. The trucks make it over the creek jump, and there's a slight lead, but boy, all 4 just equally impressive, and Arlo takes a lead. He's screaming down, and there's some trouble up there on the Mesa Butte Drift, and Arlo continues to lead through the Joker lane. And now on runway 3, I think that's Giorgio behind him, and Arlo continues to impress. Here he comes down the scrambler and just whipping on through in first place. Giorgio and Christine in second, and Igor Beaver, Igor is going to take third.
That's pretty funny. I like that. Igor Beaver. Igor Beaver. Well, the two of them, Igor Beaver and Mr. Clean, they had trouble. Now, take a look here as Chicken George gets caught up on the rail through the S-turns, and swerving backwards, he gets stuck. But Arlo impresses as he takes the finish first, and now has 4 points, tied with Chicken George, and Giorgio is in second place.
And you're looking at Chicken George closest to us. The Igor Beaver on the outside, Igor. Okay, we'll just call him Igor Beaver. Here's the green light. Ooh, and Giorgio gets a nice start. Here comes Arlo to challenge and just about jumps out of his lane. Nice drifting by... Oh no, there's a tangle up, and Igor Beaver is trying to get by. Arlo once again has the lead through the Joker lane and first down onto runway 3. He continues to impress with his speed. Looking sharp. He's handling the... Oh, nicely done as he handles the scrambler beautifully. Giorgio goes through the wash cycle in second, and that was Chicken George in third.
And race fans, we're going to go back to the Are You Trackin' instant replay and begin with Arlo. As Arlo makes his way over the undulation in the snow, he just about switches over to Giorgio's lane, and that costs him some time. Igor with the Igor Beaverworks executes a wonderful drift from the outside lane and comes in and is wrestling with Christine and with Giorgio, but gets pinned to the wall, coming to a stop. You can see the improvement in the Beaverworks Baja Bouncer, but it is Arlo who holds the lead with 8 after 3 races.
What I'm seeing so far, Aaron, I wouldn't count out Igor or Chicken George in this race yet. We have a doorbell in this studio?
Come in.
Hello, Richard. It's your mother, Portia.
Yeah, hi, Mom.
Well, nice to meet you, Miss Portia.
Oh, you're awfully handsome.
It's Mrs. Portia. Mom, what are you doing here? We're doing the Baja Bouncer Invitational. Just look out there.
Richard WD-40 Gear the Third.
Oh,
Now you listen up.
WD-40.
I know. I've been here since the beginning of the race. Mr. Eager Beaverworks and Mr. Chicken George have been very good competition for Giorgio and Mr. Arlo. Now, what do you say to your mother?
Mom, not here.
Richard?
Mom, not here.
Richard, what do you need to say?
Aaron, you need to stay out of this. Sorry, Mama Portia, I will put it in reverse.
That's a good boy, Richard.
Mom, I'm not a dog.
Richard, you and your handsome co-announcer have a good day.
Goodbye, Mrs. Portia.
Oh, brother.
Okay, everyone wants to know, where did you get WD-40 as a middle name?
I'll tell you later, Aaron. It's halftime, okay? Harvey. Oh, Billy. Hold my beer, guys.
Well, the Hold My Beer guys seem to be arguing over something. Let's listen in.
Well, I am not holding his beer while he does something stupid.
What do you mean everything he does is stupid?
Good luck, Billy. He looks dead.
He's not dead, Harvey. He's got the HMB curse. He'll be up in just a minute.
Billy, get up. Mo says we gotta get to the soapbox derby car.
My goodness, Aaron.
What's that?
These guys are stupid, but boy, they sure are persistent.
Yeah?
They know how to persevere.
They sure do.
So round low is the marble.
Yeah, he ate his team.
And Billy and the crew, Mo and Harvey, have just fallen behind them. I don't know. I think that marble's gonna win at this point. They're gonna have to get a faster soapbox derby car.
Yeah, but you know, round low could flip over on the scrambler.
Aaron, you do realize he's round? And that's not a bad time. I wonder what it would look like to see some of these modified trucks race against it.
And speaking of the trucks, Group 1 is the group we are watching. Group 2 is going to be led by Cut Rocker. Group 3 by Sneaky Bob. Hey, in Group 4, Essex Boys take the lead. Group 5 is Ross Rodden and the Filipiak Boys. I think they're cousins. They're racing in Group 6. Then in Group 7, it is Bay City Daryl that leads the way. And finally in Group 8, it is Johnny Smoke. Race fans, the train jump is an exciting part of the second half. If the drivers jump ahead of the train, they get 2 points. 1 point for jumping over the train, but if they miss the train, no points will be added.
This is the second half of the racing, and race fans on the outside with the opportunity to get extra points will be Arlo and Chicken George. Arlo has the lead right now, and the other drivers are a bit further behind. He's scooting around, and look at Chicken George pull in, and wow, there's quite a battle going up on the Mesa Butte. Giorgio has the lead on the Joker lane, and here comes Chicken George. He managed to stay ahead of Arlo this time. Ooh, holding his place, and look, here comes Arlo looking to pass. It's very tight now around the big U, and ooh, there was a scuffle going on, and Giorgio's going to take first. Arlo takes second.
That was quite a battle, and race fans, let's go back to the Are You Trackin' replay. This is fantastic work by Chicken George to hold off Arlo. As both of them continue around, they're going to cross the train, and they will get 1 extra point each. But that only applies to Arlo because Chicken George, watch carefully, Arlo's looking to make the pass. He pulls in and is just going to push Chicken George right off the track, and Igor finds himself trapped behind. With Giorgio taking the win, he climbs up to 13 points. Arlo takes a second place finish plus the extra point over the train, and he's in second. Chicken George and Igor unfortunately do not score.
Yeah, and for race 6 here, take a look, folks. Chicken George is on the outside lane, and actually, so is Igor. So, Eager Beaver and Chicken George need to take advantage of this, and here they go with, wow, oh, and Chicken George has crashed. Igor comes onto the Mesa Butte, and, ooh, kind of a rough drift, but look at him ricochet around. I think he may have gotten ahead of the train there. That would be 2 extra points. And I did see some scrapping between Arlo and Giorgio. We're going to find out who comes out ahead on the Joker lane. It looks like Giorgio. Holding it and coming through in first place. And here comes Arlo screaming in for second place at the very end.
Race 6 began very tight, but Chicken George lost control over that small little jump, and he was out. Igor comes onto the Mesa Butte drift pad and hits the wall, but that is a wonderful drift. Now look at Arlo come in to challenge Giorgio. And that was 2 points. 2 points for Igor. And Giorgio does indeed come out ahead. Although, as they come across the finish line, Giorgio gets a little bit caught sideways and Arlo comes in for second, and that leaves him and Giorgio tied with 15. Take a look at Igor pulling right up there. He will be in contention with 2 races remaining.
That's a very good point as you look at Igor here on the outside, and next to him will be Giorgio. They have a chance for extra points over the train. That's a good start. Giorgio's got the lead slightly, and look, there's Igor right next to him. Arlo's not too far behind. First on to Mesa Butte. Oh, over drifting, and he and Igor tangle it up. Igor's backwards. There's 1 point, and 1 point for Igor. And here we have Arlo coming in, but he's spinning around, and Giorgio and Christine around the Big U. That tandem is doing well. They've been consistent today. Here they come, and through the finish for first place. In second place, wow, swirling like a washing machine on fire is Arlo. Third place goes to Chicken George, and fourth to Igor.
There has been lots of action on the Mesa Butte, and here Igor has a great drift. He actually gets the worst of it, bumping into Giorgio. But he has been very solid today. There we see Arlo spinning out, and quite a scuffle going on around the Big U, but Chicken George maintains his third place position. Arlo does a nice job, even though he is twirling around, and he's got 18. Giorgio is in the lead with 19, and Igor is still in it with 1 race remaining.
It is mathematically possible for Igor, who's on the inside lane, to tie Arlo if Arlo does not finish. Now Arlo has the chance. He's in the catbird seat. A chance for extra points over the train. Here we go. Let's watch carefully. And the good news for Giorgio and Christine is they've secured the next round. Arlo's coming in. He overdrifts a little bit, but he's... Oh my goodness, he's stuck. And here we go. A struggle. Chicken George has the lead. It is Igor right behind him. Igor's going to have to pass him. But now something's happened to Igor and Chicken George. The only survivor. Is he going to come through and claim 4 points? He did this on the very first race. He came through in a first place finish, and Chicken George will take the win.
And Richard, before we congratulate Giorgio and Arlo, take a look here on the instant replay. Giorgio just spins out and Arlo just overdrifts enough to get himself in trouble. Now take a look here on the Joker lane. Watch as Beaverworks Igor tries desperately to pull ahead. That was a nice job by Chicken George, and the race for Igor ended right here. As he could not make the sharp right-hand turn, the final scores are in, and Arlo and Giorgio, with 18 and 19 points respectively, will be moving on to the Sweet 16.
Let's not forget Igor. He started with a 3-point deficit and very nearly brought it to a sudden death race-off with Arlo.
And for a guy who could not finish during the time trials, that was one heck of a battle that Chicken George put up against his competition.
Hey, race fans.
Are you tracking?